Hi, I'm Jamie Davis, the Pod Medic, and this is another video installment here at the MedicCast. You'll find other video installments like this over at MedicCast.com/blog in the TV category there. And I'll be putting up more of these more frequently, at least once a week, so check back often. You know, I had an interesting discussion earlier this week when I was a guest on the Happy Hour. This is Justin Shore's taking over of the EMS Garage podcast he does from time to time. And Justin does this when he has something that climbs in and gives him a bit of a rash in the EMS community. This particular time, it was a discussion on what is a patient. You know a patient when I see one. I'm not sure I could define one, but apparently in some services, they actually have to define what a patient is. You know, I began to think about this and I wondered if the patients themselves even know what a patient is. So I decided to give them a little assistance. I want to give a little bit of an homage here to Jeff Foxworthy and his redneck jokes. So let's see if you can figure out if you might be a patient. If you can scratch parts of your back you've never been able to reach before after riding your skateboard, you might be a patient. If you've been out in a thunderstorm and you can't drop your golf club because it's fused to your hand, you might be a patient. If the paramedic in front of you knows your last 4 days of blood glucose readings better than you do, you might be a patient. If your 5-day bout of indigestion gets even worse after 5 hours of strenuous yard work, you might be a patient. If you just stocked up on your pharmacy's remaining supply of those diet pills the FDA just banned because of black tarry stools and explosive flatulence, you might be a patient. If you've ever refused to go to the hospital because you didn't want to inconvenience your children or grandchildren, you might be a patient. If your drug dealer just cut your heroin with something really rad, you might be a patient. If your best friend just dared you to ride your bike off the roof of the garage and you did it, you might be a patient. If your cell phone is ringing and you can't answer it because you just blew your hands off with an illegal firework, you might be a patient. And if you just set fire to your face because you had to have a smoke while you were on that physician-ordered oxygen, well, you might be a patient. I'm Jamie Davis, the Pod Medic. If you'd like to share your might be a patient moments, you can go ahead and send those in to me, podmedic@mac.com. You can also leave them as comments over at the MedicCast blog where you find this video posted. And of course, you can always make your own videos. Send me the links. Maybe I'll include them in a future episode of the MedicCast. That's it for me. I'm Jamie Davis, the Pod Medic. Don't forget, folks, scene safety, BSI.